Web crawlers, examples and sample codes. Sample pseudocode for web crawler. There's a while loop. It recursively looping while not tempting for while loops of URLs to search. Take the first URL in the form of list of URLs. After it takes the first URL, it marks this URL as already searched the URL. Then after, there is a if condition. URL protocol is not HTTP, then it breaks the while condition. Otherwise, it open the URL. If the open URL is not HTML file, it break the while condition. Otherwise, you go back to while. Iterate the HTML file. There is a while loop again. The HTML text contains another link until it not having the another link. If robots.txt file exists on URL site, then there is a if condition again. File includes disallow statement. If it is exist, it break the if condition. So outer if condition there, the open URL is HTML file, then there's the inner if condition. The URL isn't marked as searched, it marked this URL already searched URL. Else if type of file is use required, add to list of files found. This is the sample pseudocode to web crawler. C++ sample code part 1. Here defines the entry point for the console application. Here it include stdafx.h file. stdafx.h is a file generated by the Microsoft Visual Studio IDE wizards that describes both standard, system and project specific, includes files that are used frequently but hardly ever charge. Compatible compilers will pre-compile this file to reduce overall compile time. It assumes all code in the source up to and including that line is already compiled. There's another file, iostream.h, and again winsock2.h. Again include stdio.h file, refers standard input-output file. There's a function define max length. Again here we can see the main method. There's a few variables initialized as integer type variable: slen, skt, smtp and success, and again a variable I. There is a function called socket. It passes the 3 parameters. The return value assigned to skt smtp, the variable that we earlier defined. There's if condition that check skt smtp is less than 0. If it true, it print the error creating socket. Otherwise, the AF init assigned to st socket.sign family variable. Again here you can see the initialization of IP address. We get the IP address and initialize the structure. Here you can see the IP address. It initialized to this variable. There is a few other functions do stuff. You can see the functionality of it. And finally there is a method called send. It pass the 5 parameters to SLIIT. We move on to the initialize sockets part. There is a variable as declaration, and you can see the while do while part. If this receive method, it pass 4 parameters assigned to I. If I is less than 0, it print the error number. If I is greater than max length, the max length is assigned to I. Finally, WSA cleanup function call. This is the C++ sample code for web crawlers. Move on to the C++ sample code part 2. Here 3 files included: ckspider.h, ckstringarray.h, and ckstring.h. Here is the void method called chillCatSample. There are some functionalities: ckstringarray and ckstringarray seed URLs. At the bottom of the slide, you can see the seed URL append. There is a URL, it append the using this method.